Check two. Check. Sounds good. Hello. Oh, hi, Amanda. How are you? So good to see you. Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Appreciate everyone coming out this afternoon. It is officially afternoon now. So welcome to our monthly meeting for ITS Georgia. A little bit different than our normal monthly meeting in that it's not a technical session. You just got to hear me talk for the next 45-ish minutes. So God bless you for coming out, bribing you hopefully with some pretty good food along the way. But with that, let me go ahead, hop on in. This will be your one reprieve from me, which is that you get to hear from Holly Painter, who is our sponsor. And while she's coming up, again, thank you to KCI for being our sponsor. This meal, our monthly meetings, like all of them, cannot do it without our sponsors. So very much appreciate y'all's active engagement, and I'll hand it to you.
Oh, yay. Thank you guys for this opportunity to sponsor. I think I do have a couple of slides for you. Sorry to bore you. I am going to talk a little bit broader about KCI. So here we go, company overview. How do I click? This guy? Yeah. Okay. So KCI, you guys, and I broke it already. This is why we don't let Holly come up here. Y'all, I broke it. Thank you for letting us sponsor and break it. Okay. Ultimately, we're awesome. No, okay. I need my slides. Ken, you're killing me. Is this a precursor? We are 100% employee owned. We have 2,700 people. We're up. Okay, I just can't see it. Okay, this is good. It's fine. Okay. 70 offices, 19 states and DC. Just a quick overview of KCI. I'm doing like a bigger picture. So we are consistently ranked among the top engineering companies. Most of you guys are as well. 100% employee owned. What I want to talk to you about today is we have 4 sectors. So professional services is is the sector that I sit in, and probably most of the people that you know in KCI. So here's our footprint, and we are strategically placed in the United States, so we can do work in all 50 states. Just a quick overview of our management. So KCI Holdings, the C-suite is on the left, and then we've got our sector presidents in the middle. So we've got construction services, professional services, energy and technology and innovation. So most of you all know Bain Smith. He is the regional executive for professional services. So a little broader of what we do is on the construction services side is comm infrastructure. So this is kind of like our fiber wireless, like the contractor side of the house that most of you might not know that we do. And then also environmental technology, so environmental restoration. We actually recreate wetlands for wetland mitigation credits and sell them back to the contractor. Energy side of the house is going to be like the distribution, transmission, data centers, power, solar, wind, microgrid, all of that stuff. So this all ties together of KCI as a whole. This is our side of the house that you guys know, most people, and actually everyone here in the room from KCI. Transportation, CM, water, environmental, site, civil, survey mapping, and facilities. And then technology. So if you guys know Kevin Comstock, Kevin sits underneath the ITS group for technology and innovation, but this is our BRICS platform and like asset management, GIS, spatial, all that stuff. So just a little bit bigger picture of KCI since you guys know like the professional services side of us. Externally, we do offer an internship program. This is going to be primarily our focus is like what all of you guys do is just giving the high school and college students that hands-on experience of what you're doing in the real world because it's so different in school. And then rotational program, this is a little bit different. So this kind of mimics the old GDOT rotational program where new grads who come to KCI, they can choose 4 service lines to work in. Construction management, traffic, roadway, structures, and they rotate. So they do 3 months on and then rotate to another service line for a whole year and then figure out what they want to do when they grow up. So that's ultimately like, you know, it's just hard to figure out what you want to do when you go out of school. So that's just a really high overview of what we do. And the culture is why I'm personally at KCI. I've been there for 8 years. you can see all of our internal stuff that we have, but ultimately, thank you guys for letting us sponsor, being here for this, supporting ITS Georgia's great organization. If y'all have any questions, I'm not gonna answer them now, but come see me afterwards, I'll be here. But thank you guys so much for being here.
I'll stall for time as we pull my presentation back up. But again, thank you, Holly, for presenting. Thank you for sponsoring. And honestly, thank you to all of our sponsors over the year. I'll get to that here in a second. But our organization is in a really wonderful place. I'll get to that again a little bit later on. But it's something that we should be very proud of. And certainly something that the rest of the country does look to us as a model that they look to replicate. So with that, let's go ahead, hop on in, and talk about what we're going to talk about, which is to say, we heard from KCI. We're going to just run through very quickly our missions and goals for those of you that don't normally show up. Take a look back at 2025 and the successes that we had. Get to the awards, which is really what I think we're here for. And then I think a few of you are also interested in the elections, which is great. And then finally, I'm going to try to wrangle a few of you into being volunteers. So, KCI, they're a super awesome sponsor. Thanks again, Holly, for sponsoring. Next up is just our mission and goals, and I don't want to read this out to you. I probably put a few of you to sleep in that window, but I think the big piece here for you all to understand about ITS Georgia, part one, is we are here to advocate for what we do. There is a line to that. We do not actually go to the Gold Dome and lobby. That is not something that we allow in our bylaws, but we do engage with other professional organizations within Georgia as part of the Georgia Engineering Alliance, where we bring forward the types of concerns that you all have so that they can lobby on our behalf. It's just a way of kind of providing some level of separation. And one of those big concerns that many of our members expressed over the last few years was around liability that we all share. For those of you that work in the safety space, a big win this year was the fact that there was tort reform specifically around whether or not you could bring up the fact that you are wearing a seatbelt when you get in a crash. Until this year, you could not bring that up in a lawsuit, which meant that a lot of people were doing very bad things and you couldn't bring that up. And so as a result, our insurance as engineers went up for drivers, which I think is probably everybody in this room. This is a way to help keep that in balance, and that was something that Georgia Engineering Alliance really pushed for. The other thing for our younger engineers that we pushed for, and this was across the board, was allowing you to take your professional engineer's exam as soon as you graduate college. So, yay, I wish I was able to do that. That is, yeah, that's great. Take it as soon as you get out of school. It is awful to study for it 4 years later. I think the other part of this too, again, that we are excited about is having meetings like this where we get to bring everybody together, see folks that we haven't seen in months or a quarter or a year. On the consulting side, help rebuild partnerships for new RFPs. And certainly just engage with clients and friends as we do. And last but not least, and certainly for the PEs in the room, is helping you guys get your continuing education credits. Very important and something that we are very happy to do for you guys. So let's hop on in. Let's take a look back at 2025. Again, the way that we organize ourselves is actually just through a few different committees. This is separate and a little bit different for those of you that do ITE. So our board members typically act as a committee lead. It does not necessarily mean that they are doing everything for the committee. And so it's a really great way for the committee to keep their fingers on the pulse of what's going on and kind of provide some high-level direction. And then at the same time, it's a wonderful opportunity for folks that are not yet engaged in a formal capacity with ITS Georgia to engage back with us, to share their ideas, to help move the needle for what we're doing. So let's take a look at these people and who's been doing all this stuff for you guys. So hey, here are our pictures. Woo, yeah, officers, directors, so exciting. This picture was taken 3 months ago, so you can see how much I've grown in 3 months. But thank you to all of our board members. Thank you to our officers. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that make all this possible, from ordering the food and reserving the venues, to working with the speakers to make sure that there's something interesting and exciting, to keeping the website up to date and making sure that when it crashes that we are holding the people's feet to the fire to get it back up, to keeping the calendar up to date, right? I mean, it's just, there's a lot. And that is why we have the number of board members that we have, just to kind of lighten the load among everyone. So for those of you that are interested, this is not something that is overly burdensome. It is a commitment, but it is certainly something that we try to spread out to make sure that it's not too terrible. And working with that, let's walk through what our committees set forth, what they were thinking about doing this year. And first up is our Membership and Finance Committee. So the first one was that, just a very high level, hey, we want to get and renew our membership that we have. Our membership, for those of you that are not familiar, is done at the agency and organization level. So what that means, as compared to other professional organizations, is that if you are a part of Kimley Horn is a member, so everybody within Kimley Horn gets to act as a member of the organization. It gets to take advantage of all the rewards that come with that. That's a little bit different than, I think, ITE and other professional organizations that'll do per member. We have just chosen to go that route because we think it helps boost engagement with folks. But with that, like I said, 80 members, 80 organizations. The other big thing here, too, was that we have not raised, and we're proud of this, but then I'm going to take it away here in a second. We have not raised dues in like 8 years, which is great because we have a lot of participation. We have a lot of engagement from folks. That said, inflation happened, 8 years happened. And so our Membership and Finance Committee helped put together a plan for how we could raise that over time so that it wasn't a shock to anyone. It's $50 extra next year, so I don't think that'll break anyone's bank. If it does, tough. Next up was our Programs Committee. Every year they like to do 11 monthly meetings that are in person. Again, that's very important to us, is having in-person meetings just like this. And those can include sessions that are just a typical monthly meeting that are what you think of, as well as more robust trainings that might be 3, 4, or heck, all day long. And then the AV Committee, our wonderful folks in the back corner, Tyler and Ken, I think we all give them just a big thank you right now. I cannot tell you how wonderful they are. They are just like the smoothest operators in the whole world. They make life just super easy for me. Blood pressure is like as low as it can be, knowing how great they are. So thank you both for the wonderful work that you guys do. And every year they're looking for ways to just kind of elevate what we do, from getting better lighting to getting better cameras so that we have better quality streams, to getting better mics so that it's easier to get that stream out. They really pull out all the stops for us, so thank you to you guys. Networking and social. So this year, one of the things that we were talking about is we wanted to have more focused engagements with folks as opposed to just trying to do something every week or every month. And so, of course, right, we were having our joint social with ITE. I think we did several of those over the years, including the Braves, but also just had some times that we would go out and grab drinks for Cinco de Mayo and other types of events like that. On the Communications Committee, for them, this is one of those, this whole group is a lot of unsung heroes. And when things move smoothly, you'll never notice. And it's awesome when that happens, and it's really great. And that is from just updating the calendar, keeping the website up to date, making sure your PDHs are available so that way when you're going to do your license renewals, which you need to do, they're all there and you can grab them very easily. So again, that's great work there. And I think it's wonderful to say that we got to just make sure that that's the status quo that we're keeping, that we're not dropping the ball on that front. On the student chapter and committees, it was the change this year, as opposed to just Georgia Tech and KSU, was to start wrangling in UGA. Boo. But okay, fine, they can come. I guess they have a civil engineering and electrical and mechanical engineering department, so that's fine. And last up was legislative, which again, keeping our fingers on the pulse as well as sharing the needs of our organization back with Georgia Engineering Alliance so that we can help move that needle. So, all that said, Mr. Galloway was in charge of our membership. Boo. Boo. And so this is where we've been the past few years, 85 members. And again, our goal this year was 80, which is obviously a little bit lower than what we had. But that had been through, that number we had come up with, frankly, through just engagement with the community. For better or for worse, many of our members, I still don't know how we got them to be members in the first place because they have not shown up in like 30 years. And so there were a few of those that we knew were going to be dropping off given the economic situation. And all that said, we ended up with 77, which is, again, we're about where we wanted to be. And again, that's organizations. That is not people, right? And if you have been to our monthly meetings, they have sold out every single time, which is a huge testament, and I'll get to it here in a second, to our programs committee, right? You all are putting on really great sessions. You all are finding great locations, getting us wonderful food. And we, in fact, have had our 11 meetings, so thank you to you guys. We'll have one coming up in December. And again, there's a lot that goes into this. If you have worked on an annual meeting, it's kind of like that, but every month. You got to find food, you got to harass people to present, you got to find sponsors. There's a lot to engage with, and they do a wonderful job. To brag on them, they are setting next year up really, really well. I think they've already got plans out until June, which I think is the best we have ever done. So I think with that, I've got to just say, thank you guys. That is just super awesome work. So this is where we've been. This is what this has all looked like. To the sponsors that we have had and where we are right now. Again, thank you, KCI. But we've had a really busy year. And I almost forgot and it took me, as I was putting this all together, that we did kind of have a mini annual meeting that we put together in a huge rush with ITS Tennessee. Can I get a show of hands for the folks that worked on that joint meeting with ITS Tennessee? There was a bunch of folks that made that happen. So for those of you that don't know the behind the scenes, that was essentially an annual meeting that we put together in a span of about 2.5 months. It was phenomenal. I had a great time there. I think it went off without a hitch. And we did that because we had ITS World Congress in August, which, for those of you that did win, great, thank you. It was also crazy expensive, which is why we wanted to do that. We wanted to, again, provide an opportunity to engage our younger engineers, engage the community at large, and really use that opportunity to highlight the awesome things that are going on in Georgia, highlight the really awesome things that are going on in Tennessee. And again, great success on that front. I don't think there's anyone, I think there's a few folks that kind of wear both shirts for ITS Georgia and Tennessee, so please pass our thanks along to Tennessee for pushing us down that path. That's what it looked like. There's a wonderful looking guy again, and it just so happens, same shirt. But again, it was a great way to engage with folks, and I think we had somewhere around 200 individuals that showed up for that. I already called him out and said thank you, but I'll say thank you again to our wonderful AV committee led by Ken Keena, and frankly, just Gwinnett County at large. You all do a wonderful job. Could not do it without you all. It is wonderful, and again, just really shine a light on this organization, both here in Georgia as well as the rest of the country who regularly ask how we do it and how you guys do it. On the networking and social front, George Curtis, our lead for this, and had some wonderful events this year. Again, enjoyed Cinco de Mayo, our Brave Social with ITE. George, I know I'm forgetting at least one other one. We did the kickball, kickball a few weeks ago, which was among all the professional organizations in transportation within Georgia. So again, just really cool stuff that we've been doing. And one of the things that we've heard from you guys is trying to find events that we can tag on to at the end of, say, a lunch meeting or trainings, just a way to kind of continue the good atmosphere that we have. So certainly something that we'll take forward into next year. Again, called them out, but cannot say thank you enough to our communications group. For those of you, Whitney's not here. Whitney Nottage used to do all this by herself, and it took 4 of us to take it over from Whitney, which is a testament to how awesome Whitney is, but also to how wonderful this group of folks are to just keeping it moving forward, right? The calendar is there. The PDHs are there. The e-blasts are going out in regular cadences to make sure that we can get organizations signed up, or folks signed up for our monthly meetings, for sponsorship, for annual membership next year, which is open, by the way. So thank you all for the wonderful work that you've done. It is awesome. We did not have our annual meeting, but what we did have, as I alluded to earlier, was ITS World Congress right here in Atlanta. It was a wonderful event, 4 days long. For those of you that went, again, just kind of a quick show of hands. I think we had really, come on, this is participation. You got to raise your hand. Thank you. We did have really great participation there, and there were awesome things that just showcased what cool things we are doing in Georgia. Peachtree Corners, GDOT, IATL, just to call out a few that I know we're doing technical demonstrations and technical tours. Amazing things that happened there that I think just really showcase what we are doing and something and things that we should be very proud of. It's easy to get caught up in the things that we're doing because we're, it's work. But this, taking a step back and you kind of hear some of the presentations, and I'm sure many of you do this because I know I do it, is we did that like 3 years ago. Come on, guys, like catch up. But I think the other part of this too is the fact that we won the State Chapter of the Year award, which is awesome. And did that on a great stage. Awards up here if you feel like you want to take a picture with it, or hold it above your head, whatever. A tradition that we have had, if you're too nervous to touch it right now, a tradition that we have had is to present this to GDOT so that it can be showcased at the TMC. So that'll be something Sam love to just get a picture of handing it off, and certainly something. Hopefully that GDOT and GDOT's board would be proud of. But here we go. This is what we're really here for, to start getting into the awards. And this is really thanks to Tom. Tom's in the back. We are, thank God, getting rid of Tom at the end of this year as past president. That is the true reward. But this is our list of categories and of what we typically do. And one of the things, and again, I just, before we get into this, do want to make my plug for next year, which is to say, especially to the consultants in the room, hey, we just won State Chapter of the Year again for like the 10th time. We're really good at what we do. And you guys make us really good at what we do. And you need to brag about the things that you do. Again, it is easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, to forget the thing that you're doing is innovative, that it is moving the needle, that it is making people's lives better, that it's you're getting them home safer and or faster, and so to that end, take a moment to celebrate yourself, the team that you're working with, the clients that you're working with. It's super easy. It's like a 500 max application to do this. So think about this for next year. Really encourage you to do it. And I think the other part of this too that we really try to showcase is try to make sure that this isn't just going to be like an obvious win for so-and-so. Like, we want all of our local agencies to engage. We want our consultants to brag about themselves, right? We want our public sector partners to brag about themselves. So with that, let's hop right in. And let me hop with the Innovation Outside the Box Award, which is given as a creative and unique approach or solution by an individual or group to an ITS challenge or issue using ITS architecture, software deployments, network engineering, or other ITS applications that do not directly relate to a typical ITS construction-esque type project. So with that, for those of you that have done this, obtaining a federal grant is certainly not easy. It is hard. But delivering it is way harder. There is a ton that goes into making that possible, keeping up with all the required documents, ensuring that you hit those deadlines so that you're not getting beaten down about that, crossing every T, dotting every I. Honestly, that is a job in and of itself. And so to save money and help the future process for this organization, they worked on presenting and developing an application that pulled all of those different pieces forward from the application process and put it into a regulatory process that they could help follow easier. So the system that they developed enabled users to document observations and provide comments at every step along the way. Lost my spot. And which at that point facilitates accountability, transparency, and collaboration within the process. More importantly, by integrating project oversight with regulatory guidance, the application that they developed enhances efficiency and supports sound grant administration practices. So, for developing and supporting a grant management application that streamlines grant project oversight and ensures CFR Part 200 compliance, again, folks that have done a grant know what that means. With clear guidance, documentation, and collaborative review, I am pleased to present the 2025 Innovation Outside the Box Award to the City of Doraville for their grant management application. So if you guys can come on up, we'll present that to you guys. All right, this is yours to hold. I did not earn this.
You hold it.
Next up is the best use of existing ITS technologies, which is a creative and unique approach or solution by an individual or group related to safety, operational efficiency, management of infrastructure that is solved using already deployed technology and or readily available data. For those of you that work in the safety world, I'm sure you know this, and this is not going to be news, but Georgia is required to provide accurate and timely fatality reporting all the way up to the feds every single year. However, in order to compile and submit the reports requires exhaustive amounts of hours to complete. Moreover, the previous system that was used had outdated components and inefficiencies that required annual redevelopment. So think about that. Every year, right, you're having to do this, but every year you're having to go back and fix the process. And so the new approach that they have developed future-proofs against the need for those annual redevelopments, saving both money and time. Additionally, new automated reporting and exports provides a single source of truth and minimizes manual compilation. So, in recognition of the successful enhancement of the FTS application, enabling accurate and consistent management of fatal crash data, and which unifies 3 separate platforms, improving data integrity and efficiency, I am pleased to present the 2025 Innovation Best Use of Existing ITS Technologies to the Georgia Department of Transportation for the Fatality Transportation System application. All right, 2 down. ITS Small Project of Significance Award. So this is a study, deployment, or program completed in the previous 12 months with an impact that is quantifiable and directly related to a specific activity or action that reduces congestion, improves safety and security, or enhances mobility in Georgia. We as the board get to determine what makes a small project of significance, which is nice because it makes submitting your application that much easier. You're welcome. So, with that, improving safety and convenience for pedestrians and transit users is a complex challenge, especially on busy corridors where vulnerable road users and vehicles intersect daily. By combining community engagement, data analytics, and smart technologies, this project not only enhances safety, but also sets a precedent for proactive technology-enabled transportation solutions. So, in recognition of the deployment of advanced ITS technologies made possible through US DOT SMART grant funding to enhance safety and convenience for pedestrians and transit users, improve daily commutes for all road users, and implement a data-driven solution for safer, smarter communities, I am pleased to present the 2025 ITS Small Project of Significance Award to the Gwinnett County Department of Transportation for the Singleton Road Corridor Technology Improvement Project. Now on to the large project of significance, which is the exact same thing that I read, except change where I say small to large, and it's still the threshold that I get to choose, not you guys. So, with that. For those of you that have been in Georgia, you may be familiar with the Northwest Corridor. It's hard to believe that that opened in 2018. But it did, and that when it opened, for those of you, again, that were not here then, it truly changed commute times in Northwest Atlanta. I think it dropped them by close to 25%. I remember CERTA and the regional buses having to change their trip planning because it had done so much for them. But, you know, best projects can still have holes in them. And with this in particular, it was around Cumberland, which is right where we are. And again, for those of you that are here, there was not a ramp to Cumberland, not even, a year ago. And so in the case of that, the lack of that direct connectivity to the Cumberland district, which is in fact a vital employment and entertainment hub with over 30,000 jobs in it, major corporate headquarters, and of course the Braves Stadium, meant commuters still face significant challenges to getting to this area. With construction ongoing, a multidisciplinary effort was initiated that required seamless coordination among construction, IT, and systems integration partners to enable the new ramp connected flawlessly to the existing express lanes. And again, for those of you that have not worked on these systems, they're hard, and there is no room for error on these. There is no downtime. Your downtime percentage, Christina, I think is 99.9% allowable, so 0.01 downtime. You have a couple hours to work with. It's tough. And so making that all happen is incredibly difficult. And so to that end, and in recognition of the Acres Mill Road Express Lane Extension Project, I am pleased to present the 2025 ITS Large Project of Significance to HNTB and GDOT for that Go Live project. Next up is our Outstanding Agency Contribution Award, which goes to an outstanding contribution by an ITS Georgia member, again, public or private, that helps promote ITS or ITS Georgia goals during the previous 12 months. So with that. Delivering innovation and fostering growth in intelligent transportation requires more than just technology. It calls for vision, leadership, and a commitment to collaboration. Moreover, this agency has regularly provided expert speakers for technical meetings and generously offered meeting space, creating a collaborative environment for professional growth and knowledge sharing. Finally, this agency also continues to elevate Georgia's reputation globally by showcasing local smart mobility innovations at the 2025 ITS World Congress. So, in recognition of outstanding dedication to ITS Georgia through exemplary leadership, volunteer service, and a commitment to ongoing education, demonstrated by managing the 2027 ITS Georgia annual meeting, showcasing local smart mobility innovations at the 2025 ITS World Congress, and supporting the student chapters across the region, I am pleased to present the 2025 Outstanding Agency Contribution Award to the City of Peachtree Corners. Next up is the President's Award. I get to decide. That's it. That's the criteria.
They're all President's Awards.
Right? What's funny is I don't, like, besides this, I don't get to vote. I just get to sit there and listen to everyone else argue. So with that, and I hope I've said this to all of my board members, but honestly, having dedicated board members doing the lifting every single day is incredibly important. And I think having a dedicated board member who assumes multiple leadership committee roles over the years also just provides an invaluable continuity and institutional knowledge to our organization. This person's active participation in committees and leadership of critical initiatives, especially those that are visible to members, such as identifying and developing engaging monthly meetings and trainings and providing timely communications. By supporting fellow board members in these ways, this person has fostered a collaboration and strengths that honestly just strengthen our overall structure. So, for exemplifying the attributes of a dedicated board member, taking on multiple leadership roles through the years of service, and supporting her fellow board members in leading efforts to improve ITS Georgia's engagement, I am pleased to present the 2025 President's Award to Caitlin Stewart. Coke sponsorship. And almost last up is the Larry Drahop Award. The ITS Georgia Larry R. Drahop Award is intended to recognize an individual who has provided a legacy of leadership, professionalism, and dedication in promoting ITS in the state of Georgia. This award is named in honor of Larry R. Drahop, Division Administrator for the Georgia Division of Federal Highway Administration for 6 years, and an admired ITS champion in Georgia. Mr. Drahop was instrumental in establishing the world-renowned traffic management program in time for the 1996 Olympics. So with that, driving progress in intelligent transportation requires not just technical skill, but vision, dedication, and a commitment to nurturing others. This person's visionary leadership has fundamentally shaped ITS specifications as we know them today. Moreover, this person was instrumental in pioneering Georgia's first Sydney Coordinated Adaptive Traffic Signal System, SCATS, if that's how you know it, that was deployed in Cobb County in 2004, revolutionizing traffic management with adaptive signal technology, and also led the design of the early 2000s GDOT Navigator ATMS expansion projects. This person's expertise extended statewide, developing rural ATMS design criteria to ensure that all Georgians benefit from advanced transportation systems. And finally, this person's legacy is defined by her unwavering support for next generation of transportation professionals. She championed young engineers' involvement in ITS Georgia for years, encouraging their participation in meetings and committees and nurturing future leaders. So, for a career of service and leadership in Georgia, including most recently including and as retired, her role at TransCore, I'm pleased to present the Larry Drehop Award to Betsy Williams, who you will note is not here because she has successfully retired, so we'll get this award to her, but we are very excited for Betsy. She has earned this and very happy for her. Twist. I got another one. I didn't actually, so we normally do one. This year we did two, and I think the second person, again, you will agree, has earned this privilege and award. All right, good, it's not up. So this person's influence has fundamentally shaped the evolution of regional traffic signal operations throughout Metro Atlanta and across Georgia. Over at least 3 decades, he has been instrumental in developing, implementing, and continually evolving cutting-edge solutions that actively manage traffic and improve mobility for millions. He oversaw the early stages of the Georgia RTOP program, which is now SIGOPS, for those of you that are unfamiliar with RTOP, and the creation of the award-winning SIGOPS Metrics website, transforming the way performance metrics and reporting tools are used to optimize corridor operations and foster multi-agency collaboration. Perhaps most notably, his legacy is defined by his steadfast support for others. He is a mentor, trainer, and advocate for continuous learning, sharing knowledge generously, and nurturing the next generation of transportation professionals. So with that, I am pleased to present the second Larry R. Drehop Award to Ken Fink, who is also not here because he is also successfully retired. And for those of you that do not know, Ken Fink hates his picture taken, so I did have one, and Tom and I debated whether or not to use it, and I figured I would just go with cats instead. With that concludes our awards, but I'm not quite done. You're still stuck with me for a little bit longer. And we want to get into elections. So, up here, and I'd like you guys to stand up if you are here, is our returning directors for ITS Georgia for the 2025 and 2026 session. So Kelly Patrick, God of Mystery, Steve Sheffield, there we go, Greg Ramsey, Troy Galloway, Mary Thamati. They've been with us already a year, but they will be with us one more year. So thank you guys for your dedication to this organization. But there are a few that are leaving. And again, thank you to those that are here. You have to stand up. You have to participate. So Derek, Caitlin, Alex, and Kate, if you would stand up to be recognized. Thank you for what you have done for ITS Georgia. You have continued a strong legacy, and thank you for everything that you have done. And most excitingly, you're getting rid of me as president. That's the best part, right? Yeah. So I'm leaving as president, but you're giving us the boot to all your officers. We're all up for election. Here we are again, taken just 3 months ago. A lot more gray. So to our officers, Tom, I wish I could say you'll be missed, but you Judiced us. I went to Tennessee, so whatever. Thank you, seriously, to all of you. You made my life a lot easier. Having you around lowered my blood pressure significantly with managing this organization, so thank you deeply for everything that you've done. With that, drum roll please, is our incoming directors, which include these wonderful people. Kate Sharon, George Curtis, Andy Plager, Mary Minshew. Very excited to have you on the board. for the next 2 years. Welcome. We'll be having our planning meeting, Holly, in December. We're having our planning meeting sometime. Yeah. And then also we have our incoming officers who were elected this year. So here we go. Includes Holly Painter as our fearless leader, Caitlin Stewart as our vice president, Farah as our returning treasurer, and Michael Presley as our returning secretary. And then I got demoted to past president, so you're not quite done with me. I guess I'll sub in for Holly when she needs me, if need be. But with that, I present to you your new officers and directors for the next year. Very excited to have you. We're not quite done with the calendar year yet. We still have a few more things coming up. As mentioned, we have our strategic planning meeting. Like all of our board of directors meetings, you're welcome to show up. It is 4 hours long, but you're welcome to show up and voice your thoughts. We will also be having a social and technical session in December, targeting, I believe, either December 12th or December 17th right now. More details to come here shortly. As I just alluded to, we will be going through a board transition. And that'll be happening at the very beginning of the calendar year. We do calendar year cycles. For everybody in this room, I think I've said it plenty of times, but I'll say it for the 102nd time. Next year is the ITS Southeast Summit. This takes the place of our ITS Georgia annual meeting. It'll be taking place in March in Charlotte, North Carolina. We very much look forward to having you there. This is something that we do every 3 years with the chapters in the Southeast. It's a ton of people. For the vendors, for the consultants, it's a great opportunity for you to get out and engage all of your clients all in one go, as opposed to having to go to like every single state. So please join us. We're excited to be having that. Of course, next year will include tons of socials, tons of networking at our monthly meetings. Promises, of course, of 11 technical sessions and trainings coming up. So last bit, volunteers. One of the things that we like to encourage to help join our board is looking for active volunteers. It's not that big of a commitment, believe it or not. Just show up, usually kind of ramble for a few minutes, come up with some crazy ideas, and one of them will stick. But we're looking at that for communications and AV and outreach and education, the legislative committee, which is really cool to do, membership and finance, networking and social, and of course our programs and monthly meetings. If you are interested in that, you can email me at president@itsga.org. You can also email info@itsga.org. Or you can just email any of the board members on their work emails. That will also work. Or you can just come and grab us after this meeting, and we'd be happy to help get you engaged. But with that, thank you again, KCI, Holly, for sponsoring. It's wonderful seeing all of you. Please eat all that delicious cake that just came out. It's been a pleasure serving you as your president. Look forward to joining the board next year as your past president. Thank you all for a wonderful year, and enjoy the rest of the holiday season.